This is the Renaissance Men podcast, broadcasting live on YouTube and Twitch. Now please welcome your host, Stuart Garrard.
Good evening, and welcome to episode 178 of the Renaissance Men podcast. I am your host, Stuart Garrard, and I am Jimmyless this week, and I would argue rudderless. Jimmyless and rudderless. But let's give him, in his honor, one of those, because I'm sure the kids would still cheer for him. Bless him, God bless him. He's parching the night away. Can you believe that he's given up a night of quality entertainment, producing quality entertainment to you, the audience, those in the chat, those watching live, those watching on demand, to go and swanny away. Is that a word? Swanny? I don't know what it means, but to swanny away at a party. Quite honestly, I'm devastated. But regardless, you've got me here tonight for episode 178, and we'll have a bloody good time. Just seen one viewer has turned off already, so that's praise for you. There we go. That's their review right there. But anyway, like I say, this is episode 178, and this is the Renaissance Men. What have I been up to this week? That's what we typically start with. Is what Jimmy and I have been up to as the weeks have gone on, or as the week has gone on. I've got a lot packed into this cell of my notes here for you. Okay, so strap yourselves in, because it's been half term. You know, half term is a very funny thing around the country. Some local authorities have it on different weekends, different weeks than others. For us here in Suffolk, it fell this week, and I've had the week off work as well, so it's been fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I'm finding a lot of my annual leave now is kind of tying in with the school holidays. And I always used to dread the thought of that. But now that Benj is of an age, not come of age, that's something entirely different. But because now Benj has come of age, I'm going to say that, we can start to do a lot more things together. So it's all good. It's all good. And I've thoroughly enjoyed my week that we've spent together. And as a family, because Amanda's been off, it's been fantastic. But yeah, I'll start on a disappointing note, and that is the fact that, as you know, I'm going through the whole Slimming World process. I'm hoping you can kind of see a bit more definition on my face. I think I can notice it. But anyway, so I only lost half a pound this week, which is a loss, granted. A loss is a loss. But for the effort I put in this week, I was a bit disappointed, because I've been doing I've moved a lot, and I'm a man that doesn't typically move a great deal. So I've moved quite a lot. I've ate relatively well. So relatively, you know, there's been the odd end of a baguette that I've treated myself to. Nothing outrageous, don't get me wrong. I'm not having packets of M&Ms or whatever. So to lose only half a pound is a bit disappointing, but I'm back on it this week. Back on it. I think I went too carb heavy this week, so I'm swapping up my carbs for some protein, getting some more salad and such in on my plate. So we'll see. But still, 8.5 pounds lost in 4 weeks, so into week 5. So we're doing all right. What have I been up to this half term? Well, I'd say the main thing really is Benjamin has finally, you might have seen some posts on Twitter, finally got Benj to ride his bike. That was an ordeal. That has been an ordeal for some time. You know, we've been trying various different methodology. The push him and let go method typically served me well when I was growing up. You know, your dad just running along with you. And this is where my exercises come in. You know, you're running alongside your child to get them to encourage them on their bike. But typically you would hold on and just let them go. If you imagine the Fast Show sketch from the mid-90s, where Simon Pegg was just ultimately just throwing his child into a bush, you know, that is the extreme of teaching your child to ride a bike. But so we tried the push and let go method. That didn't work. It's like the rhythm method. So what we tried, and this was a brilliant idea by Amanda, is Benj was beholden to his stabilizers, and we decided, right, let's just put one stabilizer on. So we put that on the left hand side, and he was cycling along, but he still had to kind of adjust his balance. Then we switched. This is the kind of thing, we switched the stabilizers, so then he had to adjust his balance and balance on the other side. And then Amanda also had the great idea. She's all brains, this woman. She is the brains behind the family. Right, let's take his pedals off. Take the stabilizers all off. Take his pedals off, so it's almost like a balance bike. So then he got used to push, glide. He's scooting along as if it's a balance bike. And then we just said, right, let's put the pedals back on. And he just went. He took a while to get going, and the hardest thing he found was the getting going bit. From standing still on his bike, sitting still on his bike, to pushing off and going and getting that momentum, getting his feet on the pedals and going. Once he went, he flew. So that was great. That's one of life's little, one of life's moments, isn't it? One of life's moments that he's achieved, and he's been proud as punch this week. And obviously, we've spoiled him rotten this week with. This leads me into my next obsession for this week, and that is the Pokemon trading card game. Talking about this later on in the show, but my God, a lot of my week has been revolving around either purchasing Pokemon cards, watching videos about people purchasing or opening Pokemon cards. It feels like it's a black hole that I'm ready to fall straight into. There's any Pokemon card trading card game players in the chat. Rock, are you a Pokemon player? Don't know. You look like the type. But no, that's been my obsession this week with Ben sharing that, which has been great. And a lot of content creation this week. You would have seen some videos go out on the channel, which you'll look at in a minute. TikTok. I just want to mention TikTok because we had our first TikTok. Is that what you call it? A TikTok. Is that the right terminology? I don't call it a video because, I don't know. Do you call it a video? No. Anyway, our first TikTok video to hit 500 views this week. That's fantastic. And it's basically me just turning on Diablo 4 and me being disappointed because there's an update to the game required, a patch to the game. 500 people have watched that. Mental. Absolutely mental. But Diablo 4 is something else I'll be talking about later. Hopefully, I'm starting to wrap things up. You'll notice the fresh new look to the stream. Obviously, got our logos at the bottom there. Obviously, you can see our social channels on the right-hand side there. So hopefully, we're giving everything a little bit of a freshen up. And I have also, at Jimmy's request and at Jimmy's nephew's request, I believe. I can't remember that relationship, but I've tweaked the audio levels on the stings. So there you go. That deserves one of those. So I've made. It's for you, Jimmy. There we go. That's all that's really been going on this week. I've been rather cold. It's the first week of June, and I've had to be wearing my Marvel fleece, and I'm quite cold this evening. So if I do put this on at some point, don't shame me. I'll be putting it on because I'm cold. Nothing else. It's not a fashion statement. I mean, look at it. It's not a fashion statement, but I may have to put that on as the show goes on, as the evening draws in and the temperatures drop. I may have to resort to my Marvel fleecy hoodie. So there we go. Right, that's all your updates for you. If you enjoy our content, first, if this is your first time here, please do like them and subscribe them. Do all that good stuff. Hopefully you'll enjoy the show tonight. If it is your first time, if we're breaking your Renaissance Men cherry, then please do the usual. Give us a support. But if you're a newcomer or you've been here a while, there are a variety of ways that you can support us. Those being as such. You can find us on the internet. Obviously, you can find us at youtube.com/renaissancecast and twitch.tv/renaissancecast, where we broadcast live every Friday night at 18:45 British summertime, Greenwich Mean Time, whatever it is at the time. That's a lot of times. If you want to join in the conversation with the community, you can head over to twitter.com/renaissancecast as well. So come over and you can, read my rants. To be honest, we have fun over there. So if you want all the latest updates, all you can do is hit your notification bells on your YouTubes and your twitch.tvs, and you can follow us on Twitter, and you'll be up to date with all the latest goings on from the Renaissance Man. You can also support us on Ko-fi, kofi.com/renaissancecast, and a huge shout out to Lord Doolan last week, who donated £30. £30. He bought 10 coffees. I was absolutely ODing on caffeine. Thank you, Lord. That's such a special moment that you got the Jimmy cheer. So thank you, Lord Doolan. And we're thinking of doing something rather special with his donation. But if you want to also donate financially to the show, you can head over to kofi.com/renaissancecast. So yeah, thank you, Lord Doolan. And what I was going to say is, what we're thinking of doing with the £30 is, first up, it's going to pay for me and Jimmy to go and see The Flash, and obviously produce a review for you. So that's content. All this money gets invested back into the show, obviously. Secondly, we are going to commission a caricature of Lord Doolan, and we think we might do this for donations going forward. So if you donate to the show, we'll put that money towards getting a Wall of Fame cobbled together. So if you want to, we'll get you all decked out in the similar kind of caricature that Jimmy and I have for the show. I think that's a great idea. Something visual and something kind of that you can not purchase, but donate and be rewarded for. More details to come. We haven't really fleshed that out. It's kind of Jimmy's just plucked it out of the air like he does with his ideas, but we'll get there. But I liked it. Let's check in with the chat. Rock is in the house. Welcome, Rock. I went live as my fish cakes turned up. Watching from the start now. We'll catch up soon. Rock, you are more than welcome. I do love a fish cake, so you don't have to apologize to me, buddy. Welcome to the show. If you are in the chat, if you're lurking, do say hello. I'll be on my own this evening, obviously, so I really would love some people in the chat to say hello. Or I appreciate most of the people that are watching are probably at the same party that Jimmy is at, which could prove an issue. Shout out to Jimmy's party. Air horn. Okay, shout out to Jimmy's party. If you're mingling and the party's lulling, do come online, give us a chat. You know where I am. Right, that's how to support the Renaissance Men. Let's crack on with our first segment, as always, and that is Ask Us Anything. I'm on the Fanta tonight. Yes, Ask Us Anything. Hopefully you noticed the reduced volume of the sting, not blowing your ears out. The one person that moaned about it isn't here, so I don't know why I bothered. But no, hopefully he will appreciate it next week. Ask Us Anything. This is that moment of the show where we answer your questions, answer the viewers' questions, and those questions are generally posted on the Twitter channel. Every Wednesday evening, I put up a post requesting your questions for this evening show, and we had a reply from Renaissance Men alumni Chris Lacey, now of Pop Culture Productions. Go check them out. Pop Cult Prod, I think, on YouTube. So go check them. Going gangbusters. Lacey and Seddon, both alumni of the Renaissance Men, so we gave them their break. Just saying. Lacey asks, there's a number of questions. One of them is for Jimmy, so I'll pass that on to Jimmy for him to answer, because he's unfortunately not here. But Lacey asks, what is the best classic football shirt? Oh, I liked this question. What is the classic the best classic football shirt. And I've been pondering on this for a few days. Obviously I'm wearing one of the greatest shirts ever known, the current Colchester United home shirt. But no, I think that some of the best football shirts came out in the early to mid 90s, personally. And I'm thinking football shirts that loom large in people's consciousness. So I'm talking Premier League. At the time I wasn't a massive, I followed Colchester, but I didn't passionately support Colchester. I've traditionally been a big Man U fan for many, many years growing up. So in the early to mid 90s, I was hugely following the Premier League. And I remember getting the Panini, I think it was Panini, might not have been Panini, but anyway, the official Premier League sticker album for I think the 93-94 season. That was huge in school, doing your swapsies, got need and all that. And there was I think it was a double page spread where there was your holographic, your shinies that it's like a horizontal shiny with the home kit and the away kit of the Premier League sides. And I collected all of those. I had them all on this double page spread. So those kits are really kind of seared into my brain. So I was poking around the internet, as one does, and I found this tremendous resource, right? And I think you're going to love this. Lacey, if you're watching this on demand or whatever, I think you're going to love this. This is from the PremierLeague.com website. It's an official resource. Okay, let's share this with you. And it is a encyclopedia of Premier League kits. How great is this? So you can filter it by season and by club, and go back throughout the Premier League history. Obviously, according to football law, the football started or began when the Premier League was founded. Nothing existed before then. That's right? But anyway, so let's cancel that, and obviously you've got the kits from this season. A lot of pastels in there. Not a fan. A lot of pastels, very tight fitting, not great. Very forgettable, to be fair, not loving those at all. But right, let's head back to the 93-94 season, which is the season which I have this fondness for. Welcome back, Rock. 93-94. Okay, so filter. These are going to be some bangers. I'm telling you, these are going to be bangers. 93-94. So this is prime Premier League memories for me, as I said, from the sticker album. Oh, look at these! Look at these kits. When I think 90s Premier League football, these are the kits I'm thinking of. A lot of proper collars, a lot of laces around collars. Oh, I mean that's a classic Blackburn, isn't it? Classic Blackburn when they won the season. I think they won the title the season after. I can't remember. Chelsea with their Commodore Amiga sponsorship, classic. Everton with NEC, Coventry with horrendous sky blue. Oh, awful. Ipswich, my hometown, they were in the Premier League. Laces were all the range. Leeds, yeah. So I'll answer your question in a minute, Rock. That's a classic Liverpool kit. The three Adidas stripes. Classic. Newcastle with the blue Newcastle brown ale sign thing, whatever that is. Man U with the tassels, the laces. The horrendous Norwich kit. I'm sure Lacey will appreciate this. The horrendous. Looks like someone's vomited on it. But it's a classic. Oldham in the Premier League. Bizarre. They were, aren't they now they're in the National League now, aren't they, I believe? Crazy. Classic Sheffield Wednesday, Sheffield United, just stripes. Swindon. They're in League 2 with Colchester. Swindon. Spurs, that Holston kit. Oh yeah, I'm saying this is the ultimate. 93-94. At a push, I'd maybe go 94, 95. So let's just check 94, 95 just to see what was going on. Because in these days, kits used to hang around for 2 seasons. It wasn't a let's change our kit every season type jobby that you get these days. So yeah, a lot of the kits stayed the same. Maybe a change of sponsor, like Chelsea. They got Cores. That's a classic Palace kit, I have to say. Classic Palace. Yeah, Leeds didn't change. Leicester, the Walker's Crisps. That Man U kit was pretty epic, but you got the classic black away strip. No, Cantona, Kung Fu Kick Cantona. Oh, so many memories. Norwich cleaned up their act. Scraped all that vomit off. There we go. Yeah, I think let's say then between 93 and 95, in that period of Premier League shirts, they were the best, Lacey. They were the best. Yeah, so there we go. I'll save you other questions for Jimmy because I will need some more questions for next week. Lacey's also asking about top 5 90s bangers. Oh my God, that's something I didn't have time to think about that. So I'll hold that over for next show and I'll ask Jimmy about his comic books as well. So yeah, there we go. But thank you so much, Lacey, for the question and love you and hope you're doing well with the new show. I watch it. Pop Culture Productions, go check them out. Do some fantastic reaction videos, much better than what we do, which is me and Jimmy off the cuff, just making shit up. Pop Culture Production stuff is planned and well presented. Right, let's get rid of that. Rock asks in the chat, thank you, Rock. He has a question. Well, that's the part of the show where we're at. What use are social icons on screen if you can't click them and they don't say the name of the account? Mate, because you know what they are. If you don't know what the YouTube, Twitch, TikTok and Twitter icon are, then my God, what are you doing to yourself in the year 2023? Crikey. And everyone knows that's Kofi. I just put it up on the screen. Mate, come on. Sort it out. Sort it out, Rock. Huh? No, I do. I appreciate what you're saying, but I think those icons are iconic enough for people to know what they are. And they're not there to be clicked. They're just there to remind people of where they can find us. Well, I know, but you're not meant to. I'm not a tech whiz. It's just an image. If people want to know, if people want to go, just type it in. Search for it on your social media. Just search for it. Come on, Rock. Come on, man. You're in here causing trouble again, aren't you? We had that last week. Go check that out. But anyway, yes. Right. That was Lacey's question. Hopefully you've answered it. I'm getting very dry throat. So I'm doing this solo stuff. Then now you do it, Rock, all the time. Every day. Well, you're on your own most days, aren't you? I would say. Whew. Anyway, right. With Ask Us Anything out of the way, it is time for us to just to put the spotlight on the channel, really. Let's take a look around the Renaissance Man channel. There we are. It's like I said to you in the show opening. It's been a week of content creation for me. I've had the time, obviously, been off work and put in some hours here and there just to get some new content up for you. And I have three items I just want to highlight for you, and hope that you go check them out in your own time. First up is, if you didn't know, every Friday morning we chuck up. I say chuck up. We chuck up headphone hunting. And welcome, Neil. Headphone hunting. Yes. I've been okay so far. I don't know what Rock thinks, but I haven't, not too many swearsies, I don't think. Not too many swearsies. Did I finish Jedi Survivor? Rock? No. I'll just quickly answer this question before we move on. Yeah, Jedi Survivor, as I've gone on with that, my passion to play it is diminishing. Does that make sense? The more I play it, the less I want to play it. That's not a good sign, is it, really? I've put like 20 hours into it, and I don't feel like I'm anywhere near completing it at all. I mean, it feels if it's getting towards the end, then there hasn't been much story, but I don't feel like it's coming to the end. It feels like I'm about midway through the narrative, but yeah, it's the jankiness for me. And now, unfortunately, I've got a Diablo 4 that's come out. I've been waiting like months for. I want to get Zelda. I haven't got Zelda yet, but I do want to get that and play it. I really want to start playing Animal Crossing again. You've got me onto that, you bugger. Yeah, so I've got other things that are kind of vying for the mind share of my brain. And unfortunately, Jedi Survivor is kind of being pushed out at the moment. I do want to finish it because I'm not one of those people that likes to have 2 narrative games on the go at any one time. I get a bit confused. That probably says more about me and my stupidity, but yeah, it's okay, but I haven't enjoyed it as much as the first game, certainly. I think I touched on that a bit last week when I was talking to Jimmy about it, but I will I hope I'll finish it, but I don't know when that will be. I think I might just have to say to Benjamin, right, mate, just crack on. I'll let him finish it and I can watch him playing it. Perhaps we can do that. That might be a better way of doing it. But yeah, it's the jank's getting in the way for me. But thank you for your question, mate. Yes, you're struggling with it too. Yeah. I mean, I liked the story, but it feels like it's I don't know. The opening was great. And like the first act, if you like, was great until everyone gets reunited. That was brilliant. I loved the old crew getting back. Spoilers. The old crew getting back together. But since then, it's been a bit of a long drawn out. The Jeddah level has been very long, very protracted, and not much has happened narratively for me. But it is what it is. Yeah. Close to sending it back and getting Diablo instead, mate. Yeah, do it. From what I've played Diablo this morning and this afternoon, it's amazing. So good. So good. But more on that later. I just wanted to highlight a few bits and pieces on the channel for you. First up, like I said, on Friday mornings, we release an episode from the Renaissance Man Archives in our flashback series. This week, we're up to episode 12 now. Where myself and currently DRB, David Robert Bridge, who was one of the first co-hosts with me. First it was Amanda, then DRB for a long stretch. Midian then came on board. But yeah, it's so interesting releasing these and getting to enjoy them again because I think you learn a lot. I'm listening to these and I'm thinking, okay, that's where we've come from. I'm kind of taking ideas from that period that we may have lost, and certainly staying clear of doing anything that we used to do in that period. Like the cold opens sometimes we were so good, Nate. Good, we had such good intentions. We thought we were comedy geniuses, but when you listen back to them, we're not actors. They're poorly acted. Sometimes they're funny, but it's not a ha-ha funny. It's a cringe funny. But yeah. But go check out the episodes. We've gone back from episode 1, obviously, and we'll carry on through until I think we got to we started on YouTube at about into the 50s. I think 50s, 60s. I think. But my plan being is just to re-release everything that hasn't been on YouTube onto YouTube. They don't get massive viewers, but it's nice that they're there, and it's nice that people have access to them and can discover them at their own pace. If they want to go back, they can. That it's more of a curation project for me. because those episodes only really existed on the Internet Archive and the audio podcast feed. So people might not necessarily know about that. I think the next thing will be to do the same, but with our Botchcast series that we did many years ago, where we did a whole show specifically on wrestling. But again, that's going months into the. I've got loads of content lined up for this. I've got shows and shows and shows. But if you want to catch up on some old school Renaissance Men, the flashback series, flashback playlist is where it's at. So go check that out. Bricking It has been on fire recently. I'm getting my no worries, Rock, thank you for joining me. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been nice to chat to you. I've needed it, because otherwise it's just me talking. But yeah, thank you, Rock, for joining me. And yeah, say hello to your niece. Yeah, so Bricking It, I've started to do some reviews. I've re-uploaded the Aston Martin review that I did many weeks ago, and the X-Wing and Boba Fett Slave One review are newly produced reviews that I'm starting to get my eye in. I've got a format and it's working well. I just need to kind of streamline that workflow, producing a review. But no, we're getting there. But I like doing the reviews. So go check out that. Bricking It, the latest review is the Boba Fett Starship Microfighter. Great little model, great little build, but it wasn't without its flaws. So go check that video out. That was released today. And speaking of Lego and shorts in particular, myself and Benjamin regularly produce a review of Lego magazines. See, I think it's a UK only thing, or certainly a Europe only thing. Question from comment from Neil. My son has asked for a new Minecraft Lego set for his birthday, but I can't find a good one. We'll have a look at that later on, Neil. I've got some Lego news. Perhaps we'll have a poke around later on. I know Benj has a couple of Minecraft sets, and they are good. They really do. They do a great job of portraying the Minecraft aesthetic in Lego. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll have a look. I'll have a poke about. That's my term of the week. Poke about. So yeah, check out the shorts. We do lots of shorts. In this instance, it was Lego Spider-Man magazine review. I won't play it all, but yeah, again, I love doing those. They're just little shorts that I like to prepare. Yeah, so there we go. Lots of content out there for you. Yeah, just go check us out and give us a like and subscribe. We're a channel of everything, really. That's what we aim to be, a channel of everything. But yeah, that's what's going on the Renaissance Men currently. Right. Okay. As I take a drink, wet the whistle. It is time for Hot Takes, which is that part of the segment where usually myself and Jimmy react to the latest in the cinematic trailer world. But alas, it's just me this week. So I might call on you in the chat to give your reactions as well, because otherwise it's going to be a bit bland of just me doing it. So if you're in the chat, we're going to watch a trailer together and give our reactions. So let's cut to the sting for the next segment. That is Hot Takes. Here we go. Hot Takes time. Sorry. You caught me mid-quench. Much questioned the art style and direction, very making the Turtles and April O'Neil high school age. My argument being, well, they're teenagers, But they did look the depictions of the characters were very young. Both Casey Jones, April O'Neil, and the Turtles themselves were very much younger interpretations of those characters than we'd seen before. but I'm prepared to give it a chance. It looked very colourful. It looked very Into the Spider-Verse. That kind of animation style. So that's very on trend at the moment with the new film coming out, new Spider-Man across the Spider-Verse, I should say. But Mutant Mayhem. Let's just bring up the trailer for you. This is coming out, according to IMDb, August 4th, 2023, which is very close. Very close. Who's in this? Rose Byrne is Leatherhead. What? That's that? Okay. Rose Byrne is Leatherhead. Okay, the female Leatherhead. Fine. Paul Rudd is Mondo Gecko. Seth Rogen is Bebop. John Cena is Rocksteady. I'd forgotten about all this. Jackie Chan is Splinter. Giancarlo Esposito is Baxter Stockman. It's like the cast sounds great. Yeah, the turtles themselves, I can't see who they're played by, which is bizarre. Anyway, yeah, well, it is what it is. That's that's neither here nor there, to be honest. He says about a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film. Anyway, let's check out the trailer. The full trailer. This released this week, and let me key this up for you. Let's pause it. Okay, here we go. Right, I want to unmute it, don't I? So this is the trailer for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. Let's check it out.
Can I take it? I'm awesome. Boys, where have you been?
Almost claymation in style, isn't it? Look at that.
Look, we're really sorry, Splinter. Some of the guys wanted to get pizza and I tried to talk them out of it.
You ratted us out.
Hey, don't use that word that way.
I mean, it's 2023.
Sorry, Dad. Hey, guys, if we weren't monsters that were shunned by society and we could do what we wanted, what would you guys do?
Go to high school. Maybe get
Nice
a
soundtrack.
girlfriend.
Can you imagine that?
Not likely.
Can I take it?
This is insane. Turtle, mutant, karate teens. I want to know everything about you. Our dad is definitely not a giant rat. That makes me feel like he's a rat.
Police are baffled by the recent crime wave led by a super.
I'm loving this art style.
Who's ever seen his face?
Why?
Because he kills everyone who does.
Cool.
No, not cool.
A bit cool.
Can I kick it?
We take out super far, and then everyone will think we're cool. They'll accept us.
Can I kick it?
He's making a deal tonight under the Brooklyn Bridge.
Can I kick? Whoa. Kick. What the? Y'all some little tortoises, huh?
I can't believe there are other mutants.
You want to roll with us? Humans are never gonna like us. So we gonna let the mutants rule the earth.
People's, they got to go.
Okay, sort of a twist.
I think this looks great.
We gotta try.
6 in the morning, police at my door. Can I kick it? Go.
My son, Michelangelo, you have heart. Donatello, you have wisdom. Raphael, you have bravery. And Leonardo, honor.
Enough talk. I dream about fighting every night.
You've got a rage problem, right?
Snap.
Not a problem.
Cowabunga. They've got to have a cowabunga in there. Oh, that looks fantastic. I'm sorry to go against the grain of what Jimmy said, but actually I shouldn't apologize, should I? I think it looks good. For me, a lot about the art style. I like the modern interpretation of those characters. Bringing the age down, giving them more teenage issues to deal with than the young adult issues, as opposed to teenage 18, 19-year-olds like the regular depictions that I remember, certainly like in the 90s film. I don't know how old this. I feel like I'm getting dragged down into how old the turtles were, but that I think it's fair to say that very much looks like a younger interpretation of the characters, and I like that because there's potential, as I say, for them to bring another dimension to the conflict to those characters. So yeah, I think that looks really good. Neil J says, I like it, quite understated. Yep, I think it was. I like the art style. Obviously, it's taking a lot of cues from the Spider-Verse films. Not overdoing it. Yeah, definitely would watch. Yeah. Nickelodeon have also made some lovely Lego style sets for Turtles. Have they now? Ooh, you had me at Lego style. Yes. There must have been. Surely there was pizza. I think there was in the teaser trailer. I'm sure there was. But that is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem. I thought that looked pretty good. Continues to look pretty good because I like the teaser, as I say. If you're watching on demand, let us know in the comments. What did you think of that trailer? You found the Turtles? Is it something that you think has piqued your interest and you're going to go check out, or will you wait for it to be on a streaming service? I assume it'll be on Paramount Plus, but we shall see. There we go. That was Hot Takes. Right, with that all out of the way, I've spoke at large about what I've been doing personally this week, but I think it's time that we take a look at what I've been watching and some of the major geek culture news stories from the week in our segment called The Week in Geek. The Week in Geek. Oh, I've had a great week. Absolutely. Do you know when you're off work and it's the weekend before your week off, and the whole week is laid out in front of you, and you're thinking, oh, I've got so many TV shows, films, video games that I could be playing, watching, and consuming. Just loving it. A lot of people don't like to take time off for that kind of stuff. Oh, that's what I love. I love just taking a week off and doing stuff with the family, and then in the downtime, just consuming all this geek culture stuff. Absolutely love it. That's what I live for. And then spouting bullshit about it to you on the podcast each Friday. Where do I begin? Let's talk Pokemon, because Pokemon has been a huge part of my week this week. Particularly the Pokemon trading card game. This is something I never thought I would say. You know, I'm a huge Nintendo fan. You know, I've had all the Nintendo consoles. I've got a OLED Switch currently, but I've never really been into Pokemon as a game franchise or a game in of itself. You know, the video game. For some reason, and I don't really know why, something's piqued my interest about the trading card game. Whether it's the collecting aspect of it or the board game aspect of it, because I do love a board game. In a lot of my short videos, you do see my board game collection kind of on display on our shelving unit below our TV. I just don't get the time to play it so much these days. But looking into creating a board gaming group locally. So I'm hoping that my board gaming time will start to increase. And I think the thought of that is kind of, my eyes have been wandering around to stuff I could potentially get into, and you know how it works. And for some reason, the Pokemon trading card game has kind of filtered its way through my brain. And usually I'd bat that away because it's Pokemon, but Benjamin and his friends are really into it. And a lot of the stuff that I tend to consume these days is filtered through Benjamin, or is because of Benjamin. I think as parents, that just naturally happens. You know, you give interests to your kids, and strangely, sometimes the reverse happens. You know, they give it to you. And that's what's happened in this case. So I've been watching a lot of videos on YouTube about people just opening Pokemon cards pack openings. There's a new expansion coming out. Is it Pandia Evolved? I think. Let me get a video up from a YouTuber that I've been watching a lot, and that's Poké Chloe. Who's a British YouTuber. She's very good at what she does. And I've just been watching her opening Pokemon cards in the, opening like multiple packs in the vain attempt to get these rare shinies or whatever it is. And I spoke about Panini stickers earlier in the show, and it goes back to that. I don't know what it is. Neil J. Neil, keep calling you Neil J. I think I know you enough to just call you Neil. Neil, thank you for your comments. It's thank God you're here to chat to me. Neil sits down and plays Minecraft by himself, and he would never have done that without my son. Yeah, it's true, isn't it? I think there's a lot of cross-pollination there, isn't there? It was interest between ourselves, what we love, and the next generation, our offspring, what they love. And yeah, I think it's a great thing. It's great that happens. But yeah, this is just a sample of Poké Chloe's content. She's just opening YouTube cards, and it's something about it. It's just so relaxing. She's a great host, and B, I don't know. I'm getting myself excited when she pulls a rare card. I'm thinking, oh my god, yeah, she's got a shiny magic card. It's ridiculous for a 40 something year old man to be excited about a shiny Magikarp or whatever it is. But here we are. And my interests have kind of gone deeper than that, in the sense that I want to get into playing the game, and I want to get into collecting and playing it. I mean, I buy Benj the odd booster pack, not really knowing what expansion the pack is from. I just say, here's some cards, Benj, and he opens it and he's happy. But I think we need to go to the next level. We need to play the game. We need to use these cards in earnest. And to that end, I have been watching a lot of videos on how to play the game itself, such as the one I'm going to show you. I mean, there's just a fantastic series of videos on the Pokemon channel itself, as you would imagine, where they just go through the mechanics of the game and how to play it. Obviously, there's world championships of this. There's online apps that you can play. I don't really get into that, but yeah, there's just so much Pokemon TCG content out there for you. And I just want to show you the product that I've bought to help in that process of learning the game. And I think it's something I want to share with you, because it might be something that, if there's any parents in the chat who have kids who are interested, maybe getting into the Pokemon game, it might be something that you want to consider. So bear with me whilst I get this up on Amazon. Where is it? And I've purchased this, and I'm in the process of editing up an unboxing of it that me and Benj did. It was a bit rough around the edges because Benj got a bit excited, but yeah, I think it's nice to put it up because it's a bit something different for the channel. With me, Pokemon. I think this is it. Is it? Where is it? Nope. Oh, here we go. Yeah, here we go. It's this. It's the Pokemon trading card game, Battle Academy. Cinderace, Pikachu, and Eevee. So this is a complete. It's a board game. It's a board game version, a one-box version of Pokemon the trading card game. It gives you 3 complete decks: a Pikachu deck, a Cinderace deck, and an Eevee deck. And the decks are pre-populated, they're numbered, and there's instruction manuals within the box set that tells you, it correlates to the numbers of the cards. So it will say, right, step 1, it takes you through a game. So it will say, step 1, play cards 1, 2, and 3, bosh, bosh, bosh. and it teaches you the game through a very step-by-step process. We haven't done it yet, but that's our plan for tomorrow. In fact, $21.99 it costs for 3 full decks. I'm assuming those decks can then be used in the main game, to be honest. But you also get a game board, which again is a great device in teaching you the game, because it's an actual board game style board with sections painted onto it, printed onto it, that say, right, your prize cards go here, your deck goes here, your Pokemon goes here, your bench goes here, and it tells you what you should be doing, what each of these cards in these sections mean. So it's very idiot proof. Again, it's for 6+, so it's very idiot proof. And I think a great way to get into the trading card game itself. So that's what we've purchased. Really looking forward to playing it. You also get a limited edition coin in there. There's a promo Pikachu card in there as well. So it's probably just throw that for you, don't they? It's just something to entice the collectors, I think. But it makes no odds to us. And there's hit point tokens as well. So everything you need to play a 2-player game of Pokemon, the trading card game. And that's what me and Benj and Amanda will be getting up to this weekend. And I can't blooming wait. So if all goes to plan, you may be seeing more Pokemon trading card game content on the channel, including some pack unpackings. Unboxings, because it's not in a box, but unpackings. Whatever. Expect some of that going forward. So yeah. There. Yes, Neil, I appreciate my wallet is currently weeping as we speak, finding its happy place. But yeah, you just got to be sensible, haven't you? Just got to be sensible. Don't spend more than what you can afford. I would try to pick up a product if I'm going to do it. And what I've done with this type of product in the past is, wherever I can, pick up items or products, I should say, that have complete decks in them. So, just get that as a base. I think you can get these kind of trainer starter packs where there's a couple of complete decks in each that you can then play with. And then just buy your boosters and see what you get from there. I'll be in it more for the gameplay as opposed to the collecting aspect, I think. But who knows? Yeah, but it's I'm looking forward to it. Have you used the collector app that gives you info about any of the cards? I haven't. Is that I have seen videos of that on YouTube actually. Is that where it gives you the price and stuff? Like how much it's worth on the secondary market? Interesting. I might have to look into that. Oh, one of my students has a TikTok channel that opens packs on that. Well, Neil, chuck it in the chat if you know it. Let's pimp them out. Or in the comments later on if you don't have it to hand. Yeah, I'd be all over that. So let me know. I'll check that out. Yeah, Neil says the app has the values of the cards. That's interesting. Like Bitcoin. Let me know how that went for Jimmy. Not well. Not well. So there we go. Yeah, been really deep into the Pokemon trading card game this week. Yeah, so looking forward to delving deeper into that. Diablo 4. Hey. So Diablo 4, it came out for me today because I was an idiot and bought no, I'm gonna retract that. Oh. Hello, Benjmeister. Welcome. I've just been talking Pokemon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're getting into that, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got the Battle Academy set, haven't we, that we've done an unboxing for, which I'll pop up on the channel at some point. There he is. Yeah, so looking forward to that, aren't we? And I've told everyone about your escapades with your bike. You can ride your bike now, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am happy.
You are happy. So that deserves...
I am happy.
That deserves a high five a head 5,
Wait.
and a fist bump. Well done, Benji. Yeah, got anything to say? Tell the audience? No?
I haven't. I
No?
really like that disc.
What
Like-
disc? Oh, yes, the collector. Yeah, the coin.
Yeah, the coin. It's like really good.
I was telling people about that. Yeah, it's nice and shiny, isn't
I
it?
like it.
Yeah, we like it.
Goodbye.
Bye, Benj. Love you.
Wait.
Lovely. Cheers, Benj. Love you.
Love you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
There's Benjo. There. What was I talking about? Ah, Diablo 4. Yes. I purchased the Ultimate Edition, which gets you 4 days early access. So the game is out on Tuesday, I believe. But having the thanks, Neil. Yeah, he is a diamond. He is a diamond. Bless him. I bought the Ultimate Edition, which gets you 4 days early access to Diablo 4, and I've been playing it today, and it's absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Granted, I haven't got past the content that was in the beta that we had a couple of months ago now, so I'm still at that point. But I've recorded some footage to compile a quick look, a session game, a quick look, which I will get up eventually. It's all going in this house. But I thought I would just show you a little sneak peek of what I got up to. But yeah, my opinions haven't really changed from the beta, because not a lot has changed. It turns out that the beta was a very good, seems like a very late build of the final game, to be honest, because nothing much has changed. I don't think there's any kind of new systems or anything that are available to me. What's there is what I experienced in the beta. But yeah, thoroughly enjoying it as I knew I would, because I've been waiting for this game for God knows how many months. Can I find a video for you? Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. I didn't think this would work, but it's fine. Because what I tend to do, let's start from here. That's quite a good thing to show you. I won't show you obviously much of this video, because I want you to watch it when it's released. But what I do is I stream direct from my PS5 to a private video on YouTube, and then I can download it and then tweak it and do what I want with it later on. Works well. But something I didn't really delve into. Oh, why is that not? No, that's not it, is it? Oh, I know what I've done. Yeah. Bear with. Obviously, all the classes are now available to me. But I went with the one that I went in the beta, the Barbarian. Yeah, I've got the footage now. Sorry, I had it open on the wrong tab. Something I didn't delve much into during the beta was the character customization. And here we are. Obviously, I've replicated myself in Diablo form, giving myself an egg-like look. Some lovely, stunning eye makeup, and Pat Butcher earrings. I got rid of those, obviously. I went similar physiques, obviously. But yeah, I kind of went with an eggy-like appearance, as is my way. So I delved much more into that. I was able to view and absorb what the other classes were and how they worked, but ultimately I went with the barbarian because that is the class that I tend to prefer in these types of games. And don't get me wrong, I'm not a massive Diablo. I don't have a massive history with it, so I don't really know what I'm doing. But it's top-down action RPG stuff. Only leveled up a couple of times. Just getting my head around systems and the leveling system and attacks and how they work, and particularly in relation to the barbarian, because you have different attacks with different weapons. You know, you've got bludgeoning weapons, you've got two-handed weapons, you've got piercing weapons, and you've kind of got to work all around your whole arsenal really to maximize your skills that you're unlocking. So I've got a build at the moment where I'm building up. What's the resource that a barbarian has? Is it rage? Something like that. It's rage or whatever. It's that second kind of spherical icon in on the screen there, where you build it up and then you use that to use your more specialist maneuvers. You know, your hard hitting stuff, your special moves, I should say. And I've got a build where I attack quickly with my dual wielding swords, and the more I attack, the quicker I attack, the more rage, for want of the correct term, builds up on that meter and opens up some more powerful moves. So that's kind of what I'm going with at the moment. But that may be tweaked as the game goes on and I learn more about the class itself. Story's great. You know, Lilith, who is this demon who has come back to reclaim Sanctuary, and it appears to be my role to kind of stop that from happening as the protagonist in this game. But as I say, I haven't gone past or consumed any content that I didn't in the beta yet. So my Diablo. This is an interesting point from Neil. Is Diablo a British pronunciation? I've heard that from a couple of people recently. I say Diablo like you though. Diablo or Diablo? That's an interesting one. I don't know. It's like schedule and schedule. I always forget which one is the proper one, which one is the British one. But Diablo and Diablo. Diablo sounds a bit poncy to me. Diablo. I wouldn't be surprised if Diablo was the Americanized version and Diablo, because it was, wasn't it? Do you remember the I don't know how old you are, Neil, but as an 80s kid or 90s kid growing up, we had these like what the hell were they called? Something Diablo. But it was two sticks, a string, and like a rubber cone-shaped object that you would go up and down, twizzle up and down, and do tricks. It was like a yo-yo, but with two sticks. It was like a big yo-yo. Yeah, weird. Aerobi. No, that's the frisbee. Something Diablo, and we called it Diablo. So I bet you Diablo is the British pronunciation. But anyway, let's get off this video because I don't want you to see it all. But yeah, there'll be a video, a quick look coming up on the channel at some point. Well, I'll give some commentary and I'll put my camera on it and stuff. So yeah, look out for that. But yeah, the game is brilliant. Born in '84. Oh, you're not too much older than me, Neil. Younger, I should say. Yeah, I'm an 80s kid. 81 for me. Before I move on, you must forgive me because I do need the toilet. So, and usually if Jimmy was here, he could man the fort. So I do need to just put up a be right back screen and I will be right back. But please do bear with me as I just head to the loo. Here we go. That's just an unfortunate consequence of me manning the show on my own, is I have to empty my bladder still. But anyway, yeah, Diablo 4, if you haven't picked it up, out on Tuesday. Just a pro tip is I picked up the Ultimate Edition for I think I got it for £75 using a Shop 2. It's retailing for $89.99, but by buying PSN credit on Shop 2, you always get a discount, and £90 of PSN credit on Shop 2 is £75. So you're only paying I only paid £5 more than the usual price of the game, which is $69.99, I believe, to get the Ultimate Edition upgrade, and you get season pass and amounts, some cosmetics, and whatever, blah blah blah. That is something filthy I would mention about the game, is the fact that despite it being a full price game, there's a lot of microtransactions in there for cosmetic stuff. A lot of it. It's a bit shady. But there we go. Back to the Diablo debate. Neil says, I think when I was a kid, I said Lamborghini Diablo. I think I did. Lamborghini Diablo. Yeah, you're probably right. I think it's British. I'm telling you. Yeah, I do. I should have keyed up some music. I should have known. But never mind. Never mind, Neil. Yeah, there we go. I just want to talk some wrestling. So for those wrestling fans or non-wrestling fans, please do tune out. But we had Night of Champions this week, which is the latest WWE premium live event. And it happened on Saturday evening from Saudi Arabia. I think it was Jeddah, which is strange because that's also the name of a planet in Star Wars. Yeah, so we had Night of Champions. We previewed it slightly on the show last week, and here we are. Here's some of the results from the event. I really enjoyed the event. I thought it was pretty good. I don't have many qualms about them going to Saudi Arabia and doing events. I know people do have a conscience and do have issues with that and taking the blood money, but there's not a lot I can do to stop that. Me not watching it or doing that isn't going to stop the mega corp that is WWE from doing stuff like that. So I just enjoy the content that they put on. So that's where I stand with that. There we go. Well, Night of Champions results. What order should we do this? Should we go in reverse order? Yeah, let's do that. I mean, this is running in, I believe, the order that the card went in. Or perhaps not. Anyway, we kicked off the night with the World Heavyweight Championship match to crown the new World Heavyweight champion, I should say. Sorry. But it was Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles, and Seth Rollins came out victorious. It was a good match, as you would expect from both of these two men to put on. Yeah, nothing much more to say on it other than I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a good exhibition of wrestling, as you would expect from these guys. As I say, I think it's the right choice for Seth to win that, because he has been on fire for the past few months for WWE, and yeah, superbly over, massively over, or his theme tune is massively over. But I know I love the match, and I'm excited to see where Seth takes the title, and who his first opponent will be, and just where that story or his story will go. So yeah, it was an interesting for it to open the PLE, but I wasn't. I don't know. I saw some people argue that having it on first diminished the title somewhat, but this event was always billed as having three main events, which was the World Heavyweight Championship match. You had the Lesnar Cody Rhodes match, and you had Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns. So they were the three main events. I guess you could have had the World Heavyweight Championship match at the end, but I wasn't disappointed that it kicked off. It was a nice, energetic way to open the PLE, to be honest. Trish Stratus defeated Becky Lynch with the help of Zoe Stark. NXT alumni Zoe Stark, who was hidden under the ring and caused an interference and cost Becky the match. This was okay. It's not a feud I've been invested in, despite having Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus, who together should produce some good stuff. But I don't know, it just felt a bit lacking to me. But interesting that they've kind of run with Zoe Stark to give her the spotlight and throw her into the mix of these two women. So yeah, that's they clearly, they clearly see her in high regard. Intercontinental Championship match, Gunther defeated Mustafa Ali. What do I remember about this? Not a great deal. Middle of the card, I kind of zoned out a little bit. Gunther won, so he's still the champ, but I don't know. I don't recall it being anything particularly engaging because I can't remember what the hell happened. There we go. Neil asks, do I play wrestling games? Have you seen Cowboys We Wrestle? Have you seen Cowboys We Wrestle Wednesdays? I haven't. I've seen them on Twitter. I love the concept because don't they play out feuds? I mean, I love Cowboys. He's so prolific. My God, the boy is an absolute content creation machine. But I haven't checked out his We Wrestle Wednesdays. But I love the concept because they cut promos on each other, don't they? Like I'm sure I saw Holtz in the early days cutting a promo on Cowboy and Cowboy like retorting, and yeah, I like that as a concept. Like they're really kind of celebrating the world of pro wrestling. It's great. Yeah, perhaps I should check it out. But as you know, there's just so much to do. So much going on these days. I find it hard to get the time to do anything really outside of this whole thing. But love the guy. He's a great content creator. Yes, Gunther retained. Raw Women's Championship match. Asuka defeated Bianca Belair, and we have a new champion, a new Raw Women's Champion who is on SmackDown, which is weird. The Raw Women's Champion is on SmackDown. The SmackDown Women's Champion is on Raw. It's very strange how they do that, but how they resolve that, I don't know. Yeah, so happy for Asuka that she's won this. So happy. Bianca, she was a great champ, and I think she was the longest reigning women's champ in the modern era. I think she overtook that, so that's a great achievement for her. But yeah, Asuka, I think she needed this. I think she needed this for her character and for not her confidence, but I don't know. I think the timing felt right for Asuka to come in and win this. In terms of quality of match, it was okay. Don't remember a great deal about it. They did a spot with, that was it. The ending was a spot with the mist, the green mist that Asuka has. That was it. So Asuka didn't spit it out. I think she spit it into her hands or something. This green, chilly, mystical mist that she has, and then she rubbed it. She rubbed it in Bianca Belair's eyes, and that caused an irritation and enough of a confusion in her opponent for Asuka to then get the pin. It was an interesting finish and quite different from the usual kind of sprayed mist. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Rhea Ripley defeated Natalya in a squash. I don't know how long this was, 30 seconds. It was even that. On Natty's birthday as well. It was Natty's birthday. She got squashed by Rhea Ripley. So Rhea retained her SmackDown Women's Championship. Brock Lesnar defeated Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes with his broken arm in a cast. And Brock got him in there. Is it Kimura lock? I can't remember. It's like basically it's an arm lock. Got him in an arm lock on the broken arm. And Cody just passed out. Basically, the assumption being he didn't give up. He didn't tap out. Although Brock was strong enough to cause enough pain that Cody would just tap out. So it was a good result for both. The broken arm was the way out for the feud to continue for an inevitable rubber match. That's a payoff match, not a match where they were all encased in rubber or latex. although you wouldn't put that past the WWE. Yeah, I mean, I liked parts of this match. Cody was doing a lot with his, a lot of like Cowboy Bob Orton stuff with his car. So he kind of realized halfway through the match that he could cause great pain to Brock Lesnar by smashing him in the face with this cast. So there's moments where Cody was rallying and smashing Brock in the face of it. So that was quite fun. Yeah, it wasn't as good as their first match, but you know, it kept the feud going, and I look forward to the payoff match. I assume at Money in the Bank in London at the O2 next month. We then had the talking point from the PLE, and that was the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship match. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, who defeated the undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. And this got tasty at the end because the Usos, unbeknownst to Roman, got involved trying to even the odds or put the odds in Roman's favor. But Roman didn't like this. And then Jimmy Uso took out his frustrations on Roman Reigns by super kicking Roman Reigns. Jimmy has gone against the family, gone against the head of the table, and super kicked Roman Reigns, and off went the Usos, separate from Solo and Roman. Are the bloodline splitting up? We'll find out tonight on SmackDown. It's the 1000th day celebration for Roman Reigns for his title reign. I think some stuff's going to go down. It was great when that super kick went in. It was such a moment. The crowd went wild, and yeah, it was great that Jimmy got to do it instead of Jay. I mean, Jay's had a lot of interaction with, you know, a lot of the narrative interaction over the past few months, and it was nice for Jay to kind of get his moment. Sorry, Jimmy to get his moment, and put that shocking super kick, the betrayal from Jimmy Uso. Must have cut deep with Roman, but yeah, and that ultimately cost Roman and Solo the match, and Sami and Kevin retained. So overall, I thought it was a great event. I have watched Raw, a bit forgettable. I can't even remember what happened, to be honest. Oh, we've started the Money in the Bank qualification matches. So Money in the Bank is happening, like I say, from the O2 in London next month. And they're ladder matches with a briefcase that has a contract for the winner to cash in for a title shots opportunity. And they're doing 1-versus-1 knockout matches to see who's going into both the men's and women's ladder match. So that's kind of, we're on the road to the next premium live event already. Yeah, so there we go. That was what was it called? What was the PLA called? Night of Champions. Sorry, I had a complete mental break. Amanda was coming up the stairs and it threw me. Yeah, Night of Champions. It was good. Oh, what's Neil got to say? Neil says Cowboy has a half dozen of them in multiplayer playing for different title belts each week. That sounds great. I assume he's playing in WWE 2K23. Are we up to now? I mean, I don't play wrestling games. Well, I'm quite intrigued by the AEW wrestling games. That looks quite fun. Not a fan of AEW as a wrestling company, but the game looks fun. Yeah. There we go. There's some wrestling highlights for you. Yeah, that's the game, Neil says. Yeah. Interesting. Right, Neil, this is for you and for any Lego fans out there. We're going to look at some Lego news. And I've got a couple of new sets to bring to you. I thought that said erotic parrot for a very brief second. And I thought, wow, erotic parrot. That's some bad news right there. These are the sets I want to talk about. First up, I'm not liking the look of this, but it's interesting as a concept. So the Lego Group, and this is from Brick Fanatics, a great site for the latest Lego news. If you haven't heard of it, go check it out. The Lego Group officially reveals a giant Captain America's shield model. Look at the size of that. Look at it. Oh, the picture isn't displaying particularly well, but there we go. You get a sense of the size of it. If you've ever, the story reads, if you ever wanted to build the Sentinel of Liberties, hi Benj, again, it's bedtime, mate. Hello, mate. Look at this though. Look, Benj, look at this. Whilst you're here, where are we? Look, Captain America's shield. Yeah, how cool is that?
Yeah, good.
Yeah. Right. Anyway, it's your bedtime. Love you. Shut the door, mate. Bye. You look knackered. Shut the door. Benj, shut the door. Bear with me as I shut the door. I really need a live kind of sign, don't I, on the door? Do not enter. Oh, whatever. Yes, here we go. If you've ever wanted to build the Sentinel of Liberty's mighty shield out of Lego bricks, you're in luck. A replica model is now listed on Lego.com. In a similar fashion to Thor's hammer from last year, Captain America's shield, set number 76262, is meant to be a life-size Lego recreation of an iconic Marvel prop. The shield's appearance here is based on its look in the MCU films, but there isn't anything too specific that sets it apart from any other version of the iconic shield, whether it be in comic books, video games, or cartoons. Releasing August 1st for $179.99 British pounds, or $199.99. The 3,128 piece shield is an impressive 18.5 inches tall and wide. So it's not quite life size, with the actual prop being about 25 inches in diameter, while the comics have it listed as 30 inches. So it's not life size, but it's bloody big. Bloody big. I don't know how. I mean, if these props are great to display, I mean, they'd go great in the background of my shot, but that looks like it would be a really boring build, doesn't it? There's not a lot there, I don't think. That doesn't look like 3,000 pieces. Where are the other pieces? Are they on the reverse? I don't know. Is there like a section on the back that you have to complete? I don't know, but it's not something that's floating my boat. I appreciate the idea, and I'm sure there's my MCU Marvel fans out there that were going to love it. But it's not as the case with the Thor hammer. I don't know. I like a bit of playability in my Lego models. Yeah, it does the job, doesn't it, Neil? It does the job. It's like you say, it's nailed the iconic look of the shield. But a lot of my consideration when I'm buying Lego is how will the build be as an experience? And that's probably silly, but you're spending so much on Lego that I think you have to factor in whether you're going to enjoy the process. And I would say, of my models that you can see up on the shelf, the model, as great as a lot of them look, there's not many there really that I can honestly say that I've enjoyed building. I think the one I enjoyed the most actually was the Dagobah, the Empire Strikes Back Dagobah. What do you call it? Not a scene, kind of diorama. That set was really interesting to build. Grogu was kind of dull. Optimus was really dull. So I try my best and ultimately fail, as is the case, to get sets that I think would be interesting. Tell a lie. I think it's since building those sets. That's it. It's since building those sets that have disappointed a little bit in the the building experience, where I now look to that as something that's key to my purchasing decision. Because because I can't moan too much about a Grogu because that was a gift to me. So that was a birthday gift. So very grateful for receiving that in the first place. But certainly with Optimus Prime, which is a model I purchased myself, it wasn't a very fun build. There's a lot of it's just two colors mainly, and you're building one leg, and then you're just then having to repeat the leg on the other side. So it's just a lot of mirrored builds, which I don't really like, to be honest. But it looks great. I mean, you're kind of paying for the look as well, aren't you? But I do look at building experiences now when I'm making a purchase. And I don't think this shield they've produced would be a very particularly fun experience. I don't know. I could be wrong. But yeah, it's not. I don't know. It's not inspiring me to want to go out and get it. But what is a product that is inspiring me to go out and get it is this: a micro scale Hogwarts set. This looks brilliant. The Lego Group have revealed their second model depicting the entire Hogwarts castle, and this time it's a bit more affordable. And that was a good reason. Releasing on September 1st, Hogwarts Castle and Grounds is a micro-scale depiction of the famous castle. So we have the 6,000-piece model from 2018, which was in a micro scale. This is micro, $149.99, which is a fantastic price for a Hogwarts set. 2,660 pieces, which I think is a reasonable kind of price per pound ratio if you go that deeply into it. But I just like how they have implemented a lot of the iconic, and unfortunately can't really see. Shall I go to the Lego page on this? Let's see if we can get some. Yeah, here we go. This is better. This is from the Lego page itself. Let's go straight to the bricked horse's mouth. What I love about this, and if you remember the Nintendo 64, the Mario 64 cube, question mark cube, that was micro scale, and there's a lot of fine detail, a lot of Easter eggs in micro scale. Micro scale. And this is doing a very much similar thing. Like you've got those iconic pieces of Hogwarts, and they've done a great job of kind of depicting those at a micro scale. So let's find some examples of that. Reveling details. Check out the Chamber of Secrets, the Winged Key Room, Potions Classroom, Chessboard Chamber, the Durmstrang Ship, Beauxbaton's Carriage, Whomping Willow, and the Ford Anglia. Do we get any? Where are the pictures? I want more pictures. Where are they? View all. Here we go. Yes, I think this depicts it quite well. Look, there's the chess piece, the chessboard from that's Philosopher's Stone, isn't it? I believe. Chamber of Secrets is in there somewhere. Is that a Quidditch pitch? I don't know. There's the Whomping Willow with the Ford Anglia, which is 2 bricks. That's brilliant. And I like these micro scale sets. I've got the Super Star Destroyer, the Executor coming in August. That's micro scale. I don't know, there's something about the abstract nature of getting all those tiny details in, using as few bricks as possible, that I really like. I think is really clever that Lego do. And this is a set that I'll certainly probably be getting for Amanda at some point, maybe for Christmas or what. But yeah, she's a huge Harry Potter fan, and I think this will float her boat. Yeah, fantastic model, and credit to the Lego designers for producing something like that and including all those details. Yeah, that's where Lego shines for me. So there is your Lego news. Hagrid's Hit set. What is that? Shall I Google this? Hagrid's Hut. Hagrid's Hut. Hagrid's. I haven't seen this. Let me have a look, Neil. Lego set. Well, yeah, I know you can get some light sets for it. Is this what we're talking about, Neil? Nice. Yeah, I like that. Oh, look at the minifig Hagrid. Isn't that good? 108 quid. I guess this is out of print now. Whilst we're here, Minecraft Lego sets. You asked, and let's go through this together, Neil. I always quite liked the look. There's like a fox one, wasn't it? Like one's kind of shaped like a fox. It's kind of like that Panda Haven set, but it was a fox one. Again, it seemed like quite a clever build, or a clever design, I should say. I'm probably not going to be able to find it now. It was something like this. It's kind of like this. I don't know if your lad has this, Neil, but the fox one was similar in that it was like a play set, but in the shape of, obviously in this case, the Minecraft pig. I think there was a fox one as well. But these I think are quite. I always like the idea of a play set. You know, whether it's the Avengers Tower that Benjamin's got, or this, or a Hogwarts set, something that you can, one of the there's the Hogwarts sets that you can buy individually that kind of depict a room of Hogwarts that you can combine the sets to create a larger play space for Hogwarts. Okay, he has the pig house set, but something like that. I love these kind of sets where it's very playable for the kid. It's an interesting design. They've combined a play set and the creature within the design, but whilst keeping the Minecraft aesthetic. Something like that. I mean, there's a Panda Haven. What's this one like? So you had the fox one. That's a shame. Bloody kids, eh? Bloody kids. Panda Haven. Is this a? It doesn't look as interactive. Oh, does it? Oh no, there you go. It's kind of hinged. Oh, that's cool. Opens up like a book, and there's a play space inside. Reconfigure the panda. See, I like that. It's got multiple uses. Play in the bamboo jungle and interact with the figures. I like this. I like this. Christ. See, this looks cool. Just tinker away. No. Yeah, I think that. How much is that? I've just recommended something that's 300 quid. 35 quid. 35 quid, mate. That was giving you an idea, maybe. Yeah, see what he thinks. But yeah, I haven't really got massively into the Minecraft Lego series, I must admit. But I mean, Benja's the odd set, like I say. But yeah, it's not a theme we're deep into. Yeah, there you go. Some Lego news for you. The last piece of proper news that I've got for you is it should be no surprise to anyone, really. Well, I say that, but the way that Mandalorian season 3 ended, they kind of tied it up in a nice little bow, didn't they? I mean, they alluded to the fact that Mando and Grogu might be going off on bounty hunter adventures together across the galaxy. But there was, you could have feasibly ended the show at that point. It would have been a nice ending for them both. But alas, executive producer Rick Famuyiwa, my apologies for the pronunciation, Although not officially confirming season 4 of Mandalorian. This is from IGN.com. He's been speaking to Deadline and explained that and I'm quoting, "It's hard to pinpoint when the next season of The Mandalorian will arrive on Disney Plus, but he did say that it will be coming eventually." He says, "I think because of the way we shoot and how the stagecraft plays into it, a lot of this stuff has to be thought through, built and conceived in prep, and you don't necessarily have the luxury to start shooting and say, okay, we'll figure this out later. I know that Jon Favreau has written the scripts. I know he's excited about continuing to tell stories in this world. And so when and how that happens, considering everything, we'll see. I felt like this season was a nice culmination, as I mentioned, but I'm excited about season 4. It's certainly coming. I just don't know exactly when." So there you go. There's short of confirming it properly, Mando 4 will be on its way at some point. Probably I'll go early 2025. I'll go. That seems a long way away. But there we go. That was our week in Geek. How have I done? Has it been okay? It hasn't been too much of a chore. You haven't had too much of my voice. I hope I've broken it up with trailers and news stories and videos and such. So hopefully I've done okay. Jimmy will be back next week, I can assure you. So we'll get back to the normal routine of our banter. But yeah, hopefully it's been okay for you. But let's round the show off in traditional style by giving you a look at the lighter side of the news in And Finally. And finally, let's send the show off into the stratosphere, into the weekend. Let's go off on a high. And this first story that I've got for you kind of affirms something that I've been discussing, both I've aired occasionally on the show, and I think Rock mentioned this. Rock mentioned that he does this last week. And that's sit down on the toilet for a wee. And the science is backing this up. Men are peeing wrong. Apologies to any women who do watch or listen, but I'm just showing this for the men. Men are peeing wrong. Top health expert shares. Top health expert shares the correct way to urinate. According to top urologist Dr. Gerald Collins, some lads are urinating incorrectly, as doing it a certain way is better for your hygiene and health. And that is to do it sitting down. According to Dr. Gerald Collins, lads should pee sitting down as it's more hygienic and better for bladder health. The expert from the Alexandra Hospital in Cheshire made the claim following a YouGov report on male urination. Don't know what that is. In a survey of more than 7,000 men from 13 countries, the stats released on Friday showed guys prefer to stand. I think that's the common consensus. I mean, I stated the fact that I sit down for a wee, rest your legs, get your phone out, and also you cleanse, get more wee out. That's what I was led to believe, and it seems this is the case. Here we go. 25% of Aussies sit down to pee every time, while 27% never do. The nation with the highest number of men that always sat down was Germany, which came in at 40%. Always ahead of the curve, though, Germans. Always. Always. God love them. Neil says, I can't sit to urinate unless it's dark and I have no choice. Well, some kind of hostage situation. Had to squat, though, when I lived in China. Wait, what? I'm sure for we, not, again, some hostage situation where you were forced to squat for a man's pleasure or woman's pleasure. Are the toilet systems different in China? Do let me know, Neil. Blocks in Singapore had the least, with only 5% opting to sit. Dr. Collins argues more men should adopt the technique, telling the Telegraph it's the most efficient way to pee. The urologist explained sitting ensures pelvic muscles and the spine are completely relaxed, making it easier to go. Neil's told me to search Chinese toilets and I'll know what I mean. Right. Yeah, we're doing that after this. It's beneficial for older men to sit down to urinate as well, says Dr. Collins. Huh. Some people reckon it's more masculine to pee standing up. On Twitter, women claim more men should try sitting down as it helps with the issue of horrific aim. Yeah. Well, there we go. It's better to sit down, boys. There's no stigma in sitting down for a wee. Whilst we're here, what am I Googling? Chinese toilets. Thank you, Neil, for this. Chinese toilets. Oh my good lord. What? Huh. It really is a hole in the floor. Will I never? Thanks for this, Neil. This is genuinely blown my mind. I've learned something today. So I guess that's for both. Ones and twos, you have to. Oh my god, you must need great upper leg strength, mustn't you? Every day is leg day in China. Why is that? Huh? Yeah. I guess. I mean, what are the benefits to that? Sorry, I'm for the dead out. I'm genuinely trying to think what the benefits would be. They call our kind of toilet a horse bucket. Nay. Really? And they always stand on the seat as they preferred squatting. So they would get on top of our toilet and squat down. Wow. Yes, I have heard pooing that way. You know, raising your legs or being in the squat. That is a better way of pooing. I understand. Cheaper to make. Yeah, I mean, you don't have the whole porcelain. You know, what is that? The porcelainess, the bowl. Do you? You just have a pit in the ground. It looks savage, but I bet that is. Yeah. Huh. Who knew? There we go. Learned something today, people. My and finally story. And this is also kind of urine related in a way. Brace yourselves, men. Sorry for the male centric stories for you this week. This is from Lad Bible, so a quality piece of literature. Man snaps his penis in 3 places after horror accident in the bedroom. An audience wince as one. A man has broken his penis in 3 places in horrific sexcapade. That's a great word, isn't it? Sexcapade. I imagine that's what you would describe a carry-on film as. That's a sexcapade, but this was a sexcapade gone wrong. Much like Carry On Columbus. But don't worry, lads. The man from Tanzania has since fully recovered from his horror injury. Medics were called to the hellish accident as an extremely rare urological emergency had to operate on his poor penis to patch up the problem. That's alliteration gone mad. His poor penis to patch up the problem. Doctors they're carrying on with this alliteration. Doctors detailed the man's doodle dilemma in the International Journal of Surgery case reports. In the journal, health officials said the anonymous patient attended hospital with a swollen penis, complaining he was in pain and had been bleeding from his urethra for 5 hours. Oh! Doctors wrote that his penis slipped out, lost its way, and hit the female perineal area. Perineal area as he was, I can't read it. I'm just thinking about it. As he was trying to reinsert, the man lost his erection rather quickly, as you would, and was in agony. He later trotted off to a nearby health centre where he was given painkillers and was then referred to Kilimanjaro Christian Medical Centre. Dr. Bartholomew Nicolaus Ngawi and his team of urologists at the Kilimanjaro Christian Medical Centre reported that the man's penis was a bit twisted. Oof. There we go. But it all ended well. So don't worry. Let's not worry about that. But yeah, I'm so sorry I brought that to you. Neil, thank you for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'll give you a shout out later on whilst we go to the chat. But yeah, we don't have much longer this evening. But thank you, sir. It's been an absolute pleasure. You've been a lifesaver, getting me through this and chatting to me. So thank you so much. Thank you, mate. Pleasure as always. And I think that's a great place to end the show, really. Yeah. Thank you so much for those in the chat for joining me, bearing with me during this solo show. I hope it's been okay. It hasn't been too much of a chore to hear just this one man's voice throughout the whole evening. But yeah, like I say, Jimmy will be back next week. But I hope he's enjoyed his party tonight. I think the boy needed it. I hope he's let his hair down, his magnificent hair down, and he'll be back with me next week to the return to form of the Renaissance Men. But I wanted to get a shout out, and here we are. So there we go. Let's give thanks to those in the chat. Neil, thank you so much, sir. Neil J. Who else have we had? We had Rock, obviously. I think that was it. I think Neil and Rock was all we had. Yeah. Perhaps people were put off because it was just me. But if you're watching this on demand, thank you for joining us. Thank you for listening. And yeah, until next week. Actually, before I go head off, I do have some spiel that I need to just reel off. Audio of this podcast will be available on your software of choice from tomorrow. That's Saturday. If you've enjoyed this evening's show, please don't. If you've enjoyed this evening's show, please like and subscribe the channel for more content. Be much obliged. It says here to thank Jimmy, but Jimmy's not here, so I won't thank him. I'll just say, like I say, Jimmy, I hope you've had a lovely evening, and I look forward to your return next week. With that being said, until next time, thank you for joining me. Please take care and goodbye.